Hi everyone. There was a question this morning on one of the Pro Stitcher groups about the basting stitch and how to get the machine to do it by itself. So I thought that I would address that real quick in a short video so you can see how to secure your basting stitch and how to make the machine do it so you can kind of hold your fabric down at the same time. So I'm going to come over here to my Pro Stitcher and I'll zoom you in. Now I have Pro Stitcher Premium. So if you don't have a basting stitch on your Pro Stitcher, you can use the smallest stitch available, which I believe is a 4 or a 5. But I do have a basting stitch, and I put it in my quick access tools over here on the left hand side. I have B for baste, so I don't have to go into my stitches and go through a couple of steps up here. I put it on here. So that's B for baste, and I have my basting stitch set at 1/2 inch. So I'm going to come down here to my quilt, and I'm going to show you how I can get the machine to stitch that by itself. So I'll just do a little bit since this is just a practice piece and I don't really need, I don't need to have it. So I'm going to bring up my bobbin thread. And I'm gonna turn on my power button on the handlebar and turn on my power button over here. Over here. And I am going to, whoops, I think I was in manual mode. Oh, that happens. Okay, let's get back to regulated, baste 1/2 inch. Okay, so I'm gonna turn on the power and I'm going to just move the machine myself. If you don't move the machine, it's not going to go anywhere. So it is stitching at 1/2 inch as I move it. Okay, now when I start and when I stop, I like to give myself a little back stitch. So just a stitch forward and back, and that will hold my thread. Okay, now that I'm done, I turn the machine off. And now I'm going to show you how to let the machine do it by itself. So let's come back up here to Pro Stitcher, and I'll get rid of my screen here. Now I'm running 537 because I have tried Connect a few times. There was a couple bobbles in it. I'm going to wait until it's really secure and then I might jump over to it. Right now I'm not buying patterns. I don't need the internet. I'm just keeping with what I know and what works for me. So I'm going to go over here to Pro Stitcher, and remember I'm doing Premium version 537. But if you're in Premium, you have this button. There's a button here called Move. First of all, I'm going to turn off my, I'm going to keep my basting stitch on. Move. Okay. Now, what we get in the Move column is we have continuous stitch. We have a speed that we can raise or lower. So I'm going to put this on stitch so that my needle and thread will make a knot, and I'm going to put it on continuous. And now I'm going to lower that speed. I don't want to go in too fast. Let's see what about 15 does. So I'm going to start my machine and I'm going to bring you back down to the quilts. I'm going to touch the power button. Okay, so now I want to tell it to go, oops, one more thing. I want to tell it to go straight across. So that's this arrow right here. You see that it's moving and it's basting. So if I need to, I can come in and I can smooth it out or I can push it up, but it's not going so fast it's going to run over me. Okay, so now I can stop it by hitting the arrow over here, turned into a stop button. Over here, let's start it again. See how the arrow turns into a stop button? I'm going to turn it off and the machine stops. So I can manually do my back stitch or I can let the machine do it. So let's go forward a stitch and back a stitch. And now there you go. So that's how you get the machine to move on its own so that you can manually baste your quilt top, what I just did was I basted the batting. I have a nice straight plumb line, and I'm going to bring my quilt top up to that plumb line, and I'm going to baste again. So I hope this answered your question. Why your thread didn't catch when you started basting is because you didn't do a locking stitch at the beginning. And how to get your machine to stitch on its own, we're using the move button. There's lots of awesome features in the Pro Stitcher. I'm hoping to bring more of them to you. If you have any concerns that you need help with now, put a comment in the comments, and I have no problem jumping on and doing a short video. So let me know, hit the like button if this was a help to you. If you haven't yet subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and then it'll turn into a little bell. The bell will let you know when I have new videos coming that are ready. So help me out here, and let's get going on quilting. Happy quilting, everybody. I'll see you soon. Bye.